Also want to thank Chemical Concepts for helping us bring these materials to the market. As Mochi said, 35 years ago, there was a need as Japan was industrializing and building tall buildings and tiling them with thinset, and then an earthquake would happen and tiles would fall on people's heads, and that's not a good thing, right? So Konica and Cemedine teamed up together to develop tile-lace adhesives. They've been used for 35 years. They're used widely in subway stations, train stations, buildings, interior, exterior. You can even have groutless designs. The material will stand up even in groutless conditions over a long time. Right now, show is spreading on the substrate. I think Mochi mentioned you do not have to butter both sides. You can either do the substrate or you can do the tile, whatever is more convenient. For a large format tile, we can hold about 14 pounds per square foot of weight. It can be for ceiling or for a vertical surface like a wall. This is not recommended for flooring. We'll be launching a flooring material later this year. So for the large format, we use a 1/4-inch notch trowel. In this case, we're using the lay down. And for smaller tiles, you can go as small as an 1/8-inch notch trowel. While show's finishing up here, I'm going to talk a few minutes about some of the other materials that we've launched recently. We found a lot of people that are using thin gauge porcelain were having problems with porcelain tiles being too brittle, and they're backing those porcelain tiles with a composite material or a foam board. So we developed a material called tile-lace PR, or panel reinforcement. Very similar technology, but it's different viscosity, and that material is to bond a backer board to a porcelain tile to just reinforce it. So that's been on the market here for a little while. We also have a spot bonding or fast grab adhesive we call UHT or ultra high tack. This could be for spot bonding, not porcelain obviously direct, but you can spot bond certainly a reinforced panel or stone with that, so UHT. And then tile-lace JS, which is a joint sealant for bathroom installation. So all of these are available today, including our tile-lace mats. Also, to pitch a little bit for our friends at Chemical Concepts, this material is super easy to clean. While it's still wet, if you need to clean the tile surface, simple isopropanol or ethanol will clean the tile surface. Chemical Concepts has this in a handy spray can. One of the things when we were interviewing a lot of people in the tile industry and professionals, as we were exploring the market here, a lot of people told us that one of the problems they have with thinset is by the time, in hot climates, by the time they buttered both sides of that tile, those large format tiles, it's already started to skin over. And Mochi mentioned that we developed this material with a really long open time and a really long working time. So as he said, you can apply the material, you can walk away for 30 minutes, go have a short lunch or a coffee. The material's still very workable up until about 60 minutes. Of course, that timing is going to be a little bit longer when it's cold out or you're in low moisture conditions, like this morning in Las Vegas. And it's going to be a little bit faster when you're in hot, humid conditions. So, but 60 minutes is a good time, an open time. And then you'll be able to position the tiles, probably for another 2 hours. You can move them around and reposition them. But overnight, you will not be able to get those tiles off the wall. And in a week, everything is completely hardened and set up. The mechanism for curing is moisture, and so it all depends on heat and humidity, but generally overnight you're not going to have any problems. You're never going to be able to get those tiles off the wall. So show is finished putting the adhesive on the wall, and again, now this is going to be 60 minutes open time. walk away, we can come back. He's going to start by placing some small format tiles, little 6-inch by 6-inch tiles. Also, a lot of people have asked us what materials can we bond. It's really, really versatile in the materials we can bond. Everything from wood, galvanized, anodized, marble, PVC, ABS, mortar, particle board. It bonds to just about everything. You see the tiles stick right away. You just have to pressure to collapse those ridges, and you'll get 100% coverage on the backside. We've got a little video here that also shows how the material is used in Japan, and you can see the gentleman here is applying the adhesive to the entire wall. So he's not like doing a small part, then tiling, and then going back to apply more adhesive, and then tiling. The entire wall becomes this nice 60-minute open fill. Now Show's going to apply a 2x2 tile. You may have jobs like a small job like this where you're not using your entire 1-gallon bucket, or you're not using an entire 3.5-gallon bucket. There is a top sheet that we include with the bucket, and it's just important if you're going to have that open for a while. Remember, it's curing with moisture. So as soon as you open that bucket, moisture is attracted to the product and it can start curing. So if we left that bucket open for 60 minutes, we would start to see a little bit of curing of that material. So we recommend, if you're going to have a break, put that top sheet back on, cover it back up, and it'll be ready for your next use. Another important point is this is Japanese technology, as Mochi mentioned. We're a Japanese company, but we do make it in Cincinnati, Ohio. So we've localized all the manufacturing. We've localized the raw materials so we can be competitive in the market and offer it at a reasonable price. But it's made in America with Japanese technology.
Repositionable?
Right now they're just pressing it. You can also use a vibrator to collapse those ridges. In addition to vibration from an earthquake, which doesn't happen very often, or a train, which doesn't happen very much in the U.S., one of the good properties of our Tile Ace Max is that when you have huge temperature fluctuations, like you might see in Las Vegas, where it's maybe 0 degrees or 32 degrees in the morning and maybe 80 degrees 5 hours later, you see a lot of substrate movement, right? The substrate's swelling, there might be water trapped behind. This material is designed to absorb all that energy, so if you have some movement from freeze-thaw cycles, you're not going to have the same problems that you might have with a thinset.